Tottenham Hotspur. It's happened again. I just think back to when I was doing that intro and I can't help but laugh at the fact that Spurs thought it was a cup final. Rested all of the first team for that and still lost 1-0. I just find it funny how Spurs fans react to stuff like this and think that West Ham are crap and they're better and all this stuff. Embarrassing football club, man. Embarrassing set of fans. And I don't care if them lot get salty with me. I don't care. West Ham won 1-0 and beat Spurs. I love it when we beat them. I love it when we beat them. I love it when we do them over because we always tend to do them over in quite some fashion. First team to score a goal and win at their new stadium. I keep forgetting it's even a new stadium. I keep forgetting the left white Hart Lane, or should we call it Shite Hart Lane, because no ever graced that in terms of trophies. We've had Lanzini's 2% chance of goal going. Well, we've had Lingard and the band celebration. And now we've had Antonio with his Neo celebration. So we've had quite some memories when we played Spurs in the past. And this is another one that ain't leaving my head for a long, long time. Not just because of the reaction after the game, but the fact that West Ham beat Spurs 1-0 on Sunday's game, and I'm really happy about it. And I'm going to get on to the aftermath before I get too carried away laughing at Spurs. And while I try not to laugh at them, I'm going to go on and talk about the starting 11. It was back to the normal kind of team, pretty much. Ben Johnson stayed at right back, surprisingly enough. And actually, I won't say it was a surprise because he's done really well starting there. And I was pleased to see Ben Johnson get his chance now in the first team, but my worry is that Sergio Reguilon would pocket him in this game, which didn't actually happen, by the way. And as I look at my notes, I do make a lot of references to Johnson in this whole video, but what I will say is that Johnson starting at right back is a lot more preferable these days because he starts in a natural position. You can't play him at left back because he's a right-footed player, and that doesn't make sense to put him as a left back. But as a right back, he's looking strong, and he's getting better as time progresses, and he's getting that through experience. So Johnson starting at right back is a good thing. It's giving Sofal and Frederick some competition. But I just wanted to see how he'd get on. That was the main thing, really. Just Ben Johnson. The whole team was pretty much the same as it is with the regular guys playing. I'd like to see how they got on against Spurs, and I would say things did start off pretty well in that first half with the team that we had. I do think West Ham started off the first half quite strongly. I mean, Fornals had that chance with that sideways scissor kick, which was saved and punched away. Zouma supposedly fouled Ndombele, but there was no penalty on it, so that was kind of a lucky escape. But West Ham had some early threat. A lot of good ball possession, a lot of good passing it around, but one thing that was, and has been as well, West Ham's downfall is missed chances early on in games, and this was kind of no exception. I did see a lot of missed chances, in all fairness. That Fornals one that I just mentioned was one of them. Who else missed chances? I'd say everyone just... Well, Fornals was the main one, really, I should say. But West Ham still looked good going forward, but Spurs were just keeping possession of the ball more. And it was just West Ham who was making more use of the possession, if you get what I'm saying. The confidence was still growing. Everyone looked very energetic in that first half from a West Ham standpoint. Son Heung-min was denied by a save from Łukasz Fabiański, and I gotta say, Fabianski has been criticised a lot, but first half, he was excellent coming for balls and making saves. Fornals looked good on the ball, despite what some people said, but we lacked a bit in the final third yet again. Souček headed wide from a golden opportunity. Perfect cross. He's attacking it. There's a few bodies getting close to the Spurs goal. Souček gets his head on it and he hits way wide of the target with his header. But that was a golden chance for him. That was like his perfect range for him to get his head on the ball and nod it in, but didn't happen. Still look very confident. Meanwhile, Spurs, Harry Kane, aka Mr. Ghost, non-existent, spends more time dribbling from his mouth than he does dribbling with his feet these days. He forced Fabianski into a save with a header which was tipped over. Harry Kane was nowhere to be seen in this game. I said in my preview, my brother went to the North London derby, my brother's an Arsenal fan. He said Harry Kane looks absolute pony, for lack of a better word. Looks pony. The man's looking tin pot these days. Seriously, that whole Manchester City thing over the summer has ruined his head. And deep down, I don't think he wants to stay at Spurs. He's denied it on social media, like I said in my preview. I talked about this in my preview. He's probably denied that he wants to go away from Spurs, but I don't think he wants to stay at Spurs either. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's not going to win trophies at Spurs. He wants to go somewhere where he can compete for silverware. Spurs can't offer that right now. That's the honest truth. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, it was a good first half from West Ham, but wasteful. Benrahma gave the ball away a lot or turned over possession a few times by putting the ball out for throw-ins. We needed to be a bit more sharper. Everyone needed to have the head screwed on a little bit tighter. Souček needed to be a little bit more tighter, and Bowen had to be a lot less selfish with his ball possession. He should have been able to pass it a little bit more to Johnson when Johnson was cutting in. But Bowen has had this problem actually in the past where he's been a bit selfish, and it was showing in this game. But overall, West Ham started off that first half pretty strongly, but Spurs started to come back into it. I just didn't want what I thought would happen to happen, which was Spurs to completely dominate the second half, because then that would have meant for a change of plan, and West Ham's plan B tactics aren't always there. So there was a lot to consider at half-time, but West Ham just needed to step it up a level. I would say that Spurs started off that second half quite strongly. Reguilon and Ndombele put in a few crosses into the box. And Ndombele caused a few problems with his crossing. Fabianski had to come out a few times and just be alert. Spurs had a counter-attack which Fabianski nullified with a catch. Fabianski's decision-making when it came to crosses was really good. He was getting out and getting to the ball first before any Spurs player could, and then looking to distribute it accordingly. He did a good job of that. Turning point in the second half was, and one talking point I should say, was when Christian Romero fouled Pablo Fornals and supposedly spit on Fornals. Now, the thing that's going around on Twitter right now is actually fake. It's an edit, it's a fake, it's not real. But it was alleged that Romero spit at the player, and it caused a little bit of an altercation between them. Things got a little heated. No team was punished for that, really. I mean, there were yellow cards out, but there was nothing more than that. No team showed great intent, though. A lot of crosses, but no penetration, no clinical finishing, to be honest. Fornals did get the ball back after he gave it away. His shot got deflected over. It got deflected twice, actually, and then went over the bar. But that was a lot better from West Ham, and you could sense something coming. You could sense something brewing up. Just it wasn't going to come from an open play situation. It was going to come, I think, from a set piece, because Spurs haven't been great at defending set pieces. West Ham's forte is set pieces, as we know. So lo and behold, it was no surprise when, with 18 minutes to go, West Ham scored via a corner. Cresswell whipped it into the box. Michail Antonio stuck out his leg, and it went into the net. Antonio's celebration, actually quite clever. Michail Antonio, if you know the Matrix, you know what I mean, when he did that. I thought he was doing like a backstroke in the air, but then I realised, oh yeah, it's from the Matrix. And there's a new Matrix movie coming out this December, so you might want to go and watch that if you're a big fan of the franchise. Despite close marking, he scored that goal, which was even more impressive in itself. Spurs then spent around 10 minutes passing the ball around in West Ham's half and trying to get it through, but they couldn't. It seemed to be like a case of Spurs getting the ball back to their own defensive line, then moving it forward again, backwards and forwards. That wasn't going to help them, and it wasn't going to help them to score, certainly. They weren't getting it into the box enough. You know what I'm saying? Zouma was solid in clearing the balls away at this point. Ben Johnson pocketed Reguilon in that second half in particular, and I think that Johnson needs to let him out right now, because that's imprisonment and you could get done for that, Ben. So, you know, just let the geezer out your pocket, mate. It's not nice. He's got a girlfriend to go back to. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ben Johnson pocketed Reguilon. Man, Reguilon was going to be a big threat with his crossing down that side of the field, but Johnson managed to contain that and limit that to make sure that no cross would result in a goal. West Ham did put on some pressure as well, but no real intensity yet again. Substitutions were made. Lanzini came on for Benrahma, and then it became a case of possession football for West Ham, just trying to grind out the 1-0 win. Bowen came off for Dawson, so that would have meant a 5 at the back. Eventually did finish West Ham 1, Spurs 0. West Ham got the win, and it's a big win, not at least because it's the first home win in quite a while in the Premier League. And not only that, within the space of 7 days, West Ham have won 3 games, scored 5 goals, and kept 3 clean sheets in a row. So that's fantastic in itself, and that shows real progress. And we are making real progress this season yet. Again, we're now into the Champions League spots. I thought Johnson and Zouma were fantastic. Johnson is yet to concede a goal in every game he's played in. And we're just winning. Right now, we're just getting results on the board, playing good football, and there's a really good buzz around the club, like I keep repeating on this channel. Everything's going really well for West Ham at the moment. Not to say that things can't go wrong in the future. I'm not going to count my chickens just yet. I know that. We know that. But it's looking good so far. I've got to say, this game, Kurt Zouma, yet again, rock solid defender. Nothing gets past him. Johnson, impressive. But overall, West Ham, I think, did deserve the win because they were the better team for the most part. I wouldn't say it was great from West Ham. I wouldn't say it was amazing. It was good, but there is still room to improve. And we can learn a lot from this win. So just take that on and we go again when we play Manchester City midweek. And then we got Villa after that when we're playing them next Sunday. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Aftermath. If you liked the video, as per usual, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Comment below your thoughts on the game as well. I'm going to be doing Off the Press sometime on Monday. I'm going to be doing the preview for the Manchester City Cup game. So take care, everybody, and I'll see you all soon.